Welcome to NFL Weekend Recap, you guys. I'm your host, Vaughn Joseph, and welcome to V3TV Sports as well. So this is Week 2 is finally in completion, so we're going to talk about that today. If you're looking for a very scientific analysis of what took place in Week 2 or anything ever happening in the NFL, this ain't the show for you. This is just my views on what I saw and on the games that I watched. Didn't watch them all, watched what I could, and watched the Detroit Lions, and we'll talk about that later. So that's what happens on NFL Weekend Recap. Try and do it every Tuesday because I am in London. Monday Night Football, really late, so I get to watch it Tuesday morning. Otherwise I'll be up till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So let's get on with it. So what happened? Week 2, we saw the LA Rams host the Seattle Seahawks. This was their first game in their stadium. They're the new franchise in LA. Good for them. LA hasn't had a team since like '93. Brilliant. Shame that I finally got to see them play after I left Los Angeles, but hey, doesn't matter. They got a team, good for them. So season favorites during the preseason were the Seattle Seahawks. They have not been able to move the ball at all during the first 2 games this season. They probably need to bring back beast mode. So not gonna happen. We know Marshawn Lynch doesn't want to play anymore. I saw him making commercials, funny, all good. So Russell Wilson looking injured, ankles were taped up, wasn't very mobile. 3 points they scored, and LA came in with a massive 9 points. So it was just like a big old field goal fest, which doesn't matter as long as you win. That's what happens. At least you don't have to go all the way up to Oakland to watch the football anymore, or down to San Diego, because some people don't like San Diego, so it doesn't matter. I didn't. I went to Oakland. Anyway, on to the next game. San Francisco 49ers at Carolina Panthers. San Francisco played Seattle last week. I believe they beat them. So, man, Carlos Hyde, what's up with that guy? San Francisco, he needs more yards on the ground, man. He's just not doing it. Cam Newton, off to a slow start for the game, but he's at 547 yards this season so far, 5 touchdowns. What's up with that, man? They lost to Denver last week. It was a little bit of a Super Bowl rematch, so it was a bit hard for them. They got started, they came in, they ended up winning 46-27. We're looking for good things from Carolina again this year. Probably make it to the playoffs. Super Bowl, who knows? We shall see. Both teams are now 1-1, and that's what's up with those guys. The almost made it category this week goes to Miami at New England. New England Patriots, not the favorite team for many people that like to watch football for many reasons. They're 2-0. Let's just leave it at that. They beat Miami. Miami almost came back. They ended up losing 31-24. So they almost made it, not quite there. Minnesota at Green Bay. That was the late game. So it was a division rival game. I'm a Detroit fan, don't like either team, so if somehow both teams could have lost, I would have been very happy. But Minnesota ended up pulling it off. They ended up beating Green Bay. They're in their new stadium. Everything was great. They beat Green Bay 17-14. Couple problems though. Their franchise quarterback gone for the season. Adrian Peterson busted up, I think it was his knee or his ankle. He's out. It was his knee. He's down. I haven't had an update on that guy yet. So they could be in trouble. But they did beat Green Bay. They got him a loss in the column for the Detroit Lions. So that's all good for them. Now, speaking of the Detroit Lions, oh man, it's been a very frustrating few seasons. You know, they lost Ndamukong Suh. You have Calvin Johnson retiring last year. But we do have a lot of new teammates that can really help pick up the slack. So no worries there, right? Tennessee Titans come to town. 16-15. What was going on with that? Last minute drive and they're throwing it downfield. Didn't they learn anything from when Aaron Rodgers did that Hail Mary crap? That's ridiculous, you guys. So game started off, they get a safety, 2 points. I'm screaming, thinking it's going to be a great game. Detroit was just plagued with penalties. They were on the 1-yard line, threw the ball into the end zone, had the touchdown, penalty, came back. Next play, penalty, came back. Next play, penalty, came back. Next play, give it up, right? So they ended up getting pushed back 20-plus yards, and that was just the head shaker of the week. They ended up losing 15-16 to Tennessee. Tennessee, they should have blown Tennessee out of the water. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. Speaking of the blowout of the week, I actually have 2 blowout of the week. Usually we should only have 1, but this one has 2 for certain reasons. So we had Tampa Bay at Arizona Cardinals. Arizona mollywops Tampa Bay 40-7. We'll leave it at that. Second blowout of the week, we've got Jacksonville at San Diego. San Diego's a good team. Jacksonville has spent so much money in all these key positions. They should not be struggling at all. They were shut out for the most part of the game. They scored 2 touchdowns in the end, ended up losing 38-14. That's why they were the blowout of the week number 2. Not good. Monday Night Football, you guys. Chicago hosting the Philadelphia Eagles, right? So, Chicago in my division again. Detroit Lions. Don't want them to win. Sorry, Chicago fans, but hey, that's what's up. So Chicago came in with a rather pedestrian attempt at defending these guys. They've got this new quarterback in Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is the first rookie quarterback to start and win a team's first 2 games of the season with no team turnovers. So go this guy. He's doing really, really well. He's kicking all kinds of butt, so Philly might be the team to watch this year. So they ended up slaughtering Chicago 29-14. So Philly moves to 2-0. Chicago moves to 0-2. So good for them. That's what the weekend recap was. See, nice and easy, no technical stuff. No, this guy should have ran that way. This guy should have ran that way. Chicago just played terrible in that game. I was going to say again, they had fumble after fumble after fumble. Turnovers killed them. So they need to work on that. So tune in next week, you guys. It'll be week 3. We're going to pick up on, probably as always, we will pick up on the Detroit Lions games and most of the NFC North and East games, because that's just where my people are. And I will pick up on, as always, blowout of the week and the almost of the week. Maybe we'll have like a comeback of the game of the week, because there was I think it was Cleveland at the Ravens. Man, that turned out to be, that should have been comeback of the week, because that game was shut down first half. It was it. So anyway, stay tuned for more next week and follow our shows. If you have any comments, leave them down there in the bottom. If you have any questions or a team you want us to follow and talk crap about, we're happy to do it. Thanks for watching.